Hello, fake sinners, and welcome to this week's meeting of the Sad Kids Record Society. I'm your host, Adam, and I'm listening to Bring Me to Life by Evanescence.
And I'm your other host, Lily, and I'm listening to Epitaph by Big Fat Meanies.
But we'll talk about that later. For now, let's drop the needle.
This is amazing. You are literally like my musical soulmate.
This is a bop.
Adam, how are you feeling with this whole 2-week break thing?
It's been weird, but it was kind of nice, Yeah. I think for people that record multiple shows, probably a break from at least one of those for just like a week. I mean, we usually do like Gamers Addies every other week, but still it's like a week is nice.
Yeah, I feel like with this podcast, generally the schedule is weekly. So I'm like every other week, and you have this exact same experience, but every other week I'm recording 2 podcasts. Yeah. And one of them, much like you also experience, is a very long podcast.
Yes.
So it's nice to take a little goofy break,
right?
And come to do this podcast, and every so often, Mom and Dad need a break, and so we take 2 weeks off in between seasons because it's what we do. It was nice. I enjoyed it. You were fiending. You were reaching out. You reached out last week, and you were just like, "Hey,
yeah,
are we recording?" And I was like, "Nope, that's next week. See you next Tuesday."
Yep.
Cunt.
That's fine. I was fine with being a cunt on that one.
Yeah, that's all. That's your brand.
Yeah, just tattooed on my forehead.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it because you picked the song that you picked. I can't remember. Have you been, as we're recording this? Have you been to the concert already?
Yep. We went 2 days ago.
Okay, then I think then we will save that talk for a sound system when you talk about.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh my god. Well, then what the fuck are we going to talk about up here?
Well, I think like at least really quick, the venue, the Morton Amphitheater that Elliot mentioned last time, is fairly new. And it is a very cool place. Like, it is outdoors, of course, but like when you walk through the gates, you basically walk into like what would essentially be like a fucking food court at a mall, right? Like both sides is just like food and drink. And then of course they've got merch stands set up inside. There was a bunch of patio space. Like one spot had cornhole. And then, we were in the lawn. So you get into the amphitheater part proper, and it was huge. Like, it was bigger than I would have thought, really. And I mean, so much to where I wouldn't necessarily say that like the performers were dots, but like they were close to, where it was like, yeah, I appreciate the screens on this one. Like, that's pretty nice that you have these here. The show itself definitely smelled of marijuana. Sure. So I'm going to talk about like everything that's not the song, like not the music, not the band experience, but I mean, like, it was just fucking reefer central. Sure. And both of our kids decided that, they wanted to go, or like Rory and Gabe decided that they wanted to go. And I was like, why? Like, why? You don't have to.
Happening. Why are we doing this?
Right. Aurora had been fighting to go. Gabe was just like, I guess. And I was like, I'm going with an I guess too, but I've already paid for my ticket.
Right. Here's the thing about an I guess is that listen, the thing is like, and maybe this is more or less like the desire to see shows. My whole thing is that like, and I was telling Lotus my aged wisdom, all the things that I've learned in my old age. And like how they are kind of lucky that they get to like go and see all of these like shows and concerts and stuff in their youth and stuff. I was not afforded that luxury when I was a kid. And so like I very much grew up with the like, oh, if I have the option to not as a kid when my agency is already so low and I'm given the choice to not when I don't want to, I'm just gonna not.
Yeah.
But I can see from like his perspective how it would be like kind of neat to just go to a show because you can go to a show.
Right.
So I kind of get it. But for me, I'm just like, oh, word, I don't have to do something. And I'm a kid and I don't normally get that choice. I'm doing nothing. I would
straight up have the whole house like to yourself overnight kind of shit.
Yeah, that sounds like a fucking dream for like how old Gabe's what? He's 16?
Yeah, he's 15. I mean, he's going to be 16 here in a couple of months. And I mean, for music that you don't fuck with at all, like, fuck. Like, I mean,
I'm just saying, like, for me in my transness, obviously, I was a 16-year-old boy, and so like the idea of just having the place to myself when I was 16 sounds incredible. So for a night, are you kidding me? Yeah, dude.
Right.
Hell yeah. But far be it for me. I also probably would have gone to see Evanescence. So
the last concert the whole family attended was AJR, and that was like 2022, and that's probably just a big testament to like how often things really come around here that all of us would want to go to or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess
it's
that's
just
also
not a big space.
probably a thing too, where it's just like, oh, I so seldom get the chance, so I'll take the chance. Yeah.
Right. Like Kansas City usually does better than us. Oklahoma City, Tulsa will. Wichita really is just like you might get, from my perspective, you might get like 1 to 3 big concerts every 2 years that I would be like, yeah, I definitely want to go to that.
Sure.
And I mean, that's just like, I'm good. I mean, I don't want to drive to fucking Salina to go see Hawthorne's. I'm not going to drive 2 hours to go see like fucking Hawthorne Heights or something like that. You know, like that's not a big pull for me. It might have been when I was 6 fucking teen, but I don't know. Cool place. I mean, I really did dig it. I told Elliot, I was like, this would probably be one of those places to where I would be curious of more things that pop up and like actually drive up for. But you know, we'll see.
Salina, Texas?
No, Salina, Kansas.
Oh, okay. There's like a couple. So here's the thing. So there is a Salina in Ohio, which I am aware of. There's also Salina in Texas where I have family, I'm pretty sure.
It's funny.
And so you're telling me that a third less exciting Salina somehow has entered the chat, has entered the ring here. So my mind's fucking blown, quite frankly.
Yeah. Well, it's weird too, because like Andover, I work in the town of Andover. I can say that right now because I'm not going to be working there for much longer due to just moving offices. But like when I started, it was like there's an Andover, Georgia. There's an Andover, Massachusetts. There's an Andover in all these places.
You're about to tell me it's like Kansas just has a city for every state.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm going to Cleveland, Kansas.
We copied everybody else's homework by that time.
Yeah. I do want to say something interesting. I'm going to do some self-promotion here. I don't normally do it.
Hell yeah.
But it does involve seeing me in person, if it's your kind of thing. So my other podcast, Metal Gear Mondays, for the last 2 years, we were invited to host some panels at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. Speak about cities that have that exist in multiple states.
Yeah.
Portland, Oregon. So the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, otherwise known as PRGE, is happening October 9th through 11th. And we have once again for the 3rd year in a row been invited back to host. We're doing a Metal Gear Mondays live show, and we're hosting at least 2 panels, probably 3. We're doing 2. Doing our live show on Friday the 9th. We're doing 2 panels on Saturday the 10th. And then we're probably going to do 1 more panel on Sunday the 11th. So very, very exciting stuff. I I believe you can get tickets for that now. So if you are on the West Coast or you happen to want an excuse to be in Portland, Oregon for a weekend or whatever, go get your tickets. You can go to retrogamingexpo.com and buy tickets to that and come see me at the panels and let me know that you're going to be there, because I will make efforts to come say hello at the very least. So,
oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. So if you can make that happen, make that happen. It's not music.
That's wild.
It's not music adjacent, but there's like all kinds of really cute booths that sell like merch and like used gaming stores. And I think a lot of people probably also have connections to like older retro games. So that's kind of the focus of the convention. It's in the heart of downtown. It's at the Oregon Convention Center. It's next to like where the fucking basketball team plays basketball. Like there's so many good, there's so much good food, and all kinds of stuff. So there's really cool reasons to be in Portland. So if you are curious about that and you want to come hang out and see me do my thing on a stage, which is fucking crazy that they let me get on a stage 3 years in a row. Please check that out. RetroGamingExpo.com, October 9th through 11th. Portland Retro Gaming Expo in Oregon. It'll be a good time.
Fuck yeah. Do it. Go there.
I go to there. That is the most like professional, hey, I'm doing this thing that I've ever done. And it's exhausted me. Do you have a little bit of spare energy to do a very quick baby mail time?
Yeah, for sure. I do love the thought that, hey, this is the unprofessional podcast. The other show that we seldom talk about is actually the one that has things happening.
I think I've talked about this before. The weird thing about this podcast versus my other podcast is that this podcast is where I have to be like mother, and like I have to like go. Like I get to joke and I get to be fucking funny, but it's the one around to be like, okay, we're moving to this thing, and like I need to keep you in line, and I'm like the woman that's doing it all. Metal Gear Mondays is the podcast, and I've said this before, but Metal Gear Mondays is the podcast where I get to be a fucking chaos gremlin, and so I'm saying all kinds of off the wall shit, and I'm cracking jokes and all kinds of stuff. And again, it is a pretty long podcast for a topic that people are not. That listen to this podcast may or may not be interested in. But if you follow Metal Gear Mondays on Instagram, I post at least one, but usually two clips from the podcast that tend to be pretty funny every episode. And then on my Blue Sky, actually today, as we're recording this, I just posted like an out of context Metal Gear Mondays clip from the last episode we recorded. So that was pretty funny. So yeah, I don't know. Check it all out, and come to see me in Portland if you are so inclined. Okay, let's go to the mail time. You say be inclined.
Yes. Be inclined.
Be inclined. Be inclined. Make sure you move your behind all the way to Portland, Oregon to see me do my stuff. I don't know. Moving on. We don't have a lot. We don't really have anything really for the mail time. End of segment. No, I'm kidding. No, we do have one little thing. I was talking to Dennis Wakeman about with respect to kinky boots that we're going to talk about in a second, but we don't have any letters or anything like that. And I think that is probably, we talked about this when Elliot was here, but that the consequence of knowing that there's not an episode coming, and so people are just like hang back.
Yep.
I think that's partially what it is. So whatever. I do want to read this comment here on Instagram from Dennis Wakeman. Says, hey, I should have told y'all I was in a production of Kinky Boots back in 2022. I was one of Lola's angels. It was the only time I've done drag, but a really fun experience. I made my own persona as a rebellious posh girl. A rebellious posh gal named Vanessa Victrola, great name,
nice,
who left her parents' estate to find excitement and landed in Lola's lap. My wife also worked the show, as a spotlight operator and sent me an amazing compilation of our friend Frank, who played Charlie, saying Milan a ridiculous amount. So that is pretty funny. And so he sent some pictures, and I'll share them with you, Adam, but I will not put them on the screen just for Dennis's own privacy. But he looks glam. He's looking snatched. He's looking glam. And I'll send these to you right now, actually, now that we're thinking about it. And you can see the infamous kinky boots hanging in the background of the photo, of the second photo here. So that's pretty fun. So that's really fun.
I love it.
Dennis then continues, favorite songs in the show are Step 1 and In This Corner, though Sex is in the Heel was very fun to perform. So thank you for sharing that, Dennis. I did ask if it was okay to share about this fun fact this episode, and he said, yeah, no problem. So I did. Yeah. And that's all we have. That's all we have. There's no YouTube comments. Boots on the ground. Katie Slate, Caitlin Taylor's missing. Everybody's missing.
Out there living.
We didn't even get out there living life. I will say I am very tired of seeing people talk about going to see My Chemical Romance. It's pissing me off. And I think Katie Slate, Caitlin Taylor is one of the people that has seen My Chemical Romance. And basically, fuck off. If you would like to reach out to us, we're back on our weekly bullshit for this season. Hit us up at thediscopod@gmail.com, or you can send us an email, send us a message on Instagram at Sad Kids Record Society on Instagram, or if you're feeling ever so inclined, you can leave a review on any number of the various podcast apps, or a comment on The Bad Place, as we've discussed. We'll still read those.
We'll get there.
If that is your prerogative, and we'll read those on the show. Again, the reviews thing is I don't harp about it enough. Reviewing the podcast, leaving a 5-star review if you think we deserve a 5-star review, leaving that and like a couple of words to be like, hey, great show, whatever, really does go a long way to helping the show grow. I think that's like the way that podcast apps will,
put us higher up.
Put us higher up and rank us and put us in places where we ought to be. And so I think like if you could really take like, because I know we have a lot of people that listen to this podcast that don't necessarily write in. But if you enjoy listening to us, you don't have to write in, but just leave us a review, and we would greatly appreciate that, like, so much. And our regulars that do write in, you can leave reviews too. Please do.
Yes.
But
put stars in all the places.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't
hold the stars against me.
Just the places.
Do it for Lily.
That makes do it for me. Yeah, do it. It's like that thing from The Simpsons where there's just like pictures of me up on like a console and it says "Do it for her." That's what you should be thinking about when you're doing reviews of this podcast. Don't think about Adam. Think about Lily, and that's probably a safer bet.
I would like to get us out of the bin of probably the jump scare when people search for a song that we've talked about and accidentally click on our podcast, and then they're like, oh, what the fuck is this? And then immediately leave. Like, get us out of that bin, the discount bin, please. I
wonder how many people have done that and stuck around.
Yeah, there are those.
I'm curious about that, because that's got to be like, for the amount of listeners we do get that we just never hear from, statistically speaking, at least one of those people had to have accidentally clicked our podcast trying to find a song and being like, oh, this is interesting, and then stuck around. So I'd like to know what the spread is for that.
And if you do that this season, definitely don't base your rankings off of anything that's going to come out of my mouth. Because I can't even get anything out of it.
That's true. Have you listened to any of it yet? The album?
I have. I've done like 3 listens.
Okay. Well, then I think it's time we get into the meat. The meat of this podcast.
Hell yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Nathan quoted as saying emo is a pile of shit.
Oh shit, yeah.
Why is that?
Well, emo as it is today, emo is basically a pair of jeans and a haircut.
Adam.
Hi.
Brand New Eyes, stylized in all lowercase, is the third studio album from rock band Paramore. That's right. We're doing it. We're here. We're doing Paramore. Much to Adam's chagrin, glee, hatred.
It's somewhere in the middle, somewhere kind of in the lower middle.
I'm so baffled by you. That is so fucking strange to me. You know what? We're gonna do all this stuff. I'm gonna read all these words. There's so many words to read.
Yeah.
As there tend to be with episodes like this. Adam, I don't know your overall like feelings.
I think my general 2009ness is not ready to let go. And I don't mean, I mean this somewhere between derogatory and complimentary, because I know a lot of people are going to like this genre that I state, and a lot of people aren't going to like this genre that I state. But this is like generally to me just like breakup music.
Sure. Like
angsty, angry, well, sometimes well-warranted angry breakup music.
Do you not know anything about Paramore?
Well, I mean, yeah, but like generally the one song that isn't that is obviously the one that like I fuck with the most.
Sure.
I mean, it kind of is, right? Because it's still about like parental divorce and heartbreak and stuff like that. But like at least it takes it in a new light. And you know, like I've talked about the Kesha torture that I've gone through on this podcast, and like,
do not fucking compare this shit to Kesha.
No, it was just like the same level of like person who did not like music still insist on Blair music top volume in car rides, and it's like, can we just like kind of maybe take a 2-minute break, just like I just need a recess. Can I get a recess? And there was no recess, and like when you're a kid, you really want fucking recess, and I wasn't getting any. So it's just like something that's just really stuck in the back of my mind. Like I said, I've listened to this 3 times. I think some of the guitar shit is still like, it's really good. There's some gnarly riffs in this fucking shit that sound really good. I have stated on this podcast in 2026 and in 2025, I do fuck with Hayley Williams. I just don't generally fuck with this era of Hayley Williams.
So like her most important era.
Right, yeah.
The era which is the reason, the era with which is the reason why the era you fuck with even exists.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's crazy. So here's what I would like you to consider is that this season, I would like to, ironically enough, I would like you to experience ego death.
Sure. You would like for me to look at this with brand new eyes, if you will.
Indeed. I would like you to look at this with brand new eyes. I would like to decode your ignorance.
Yeah. I mean,
and figure out why this era of Hayley Williams for you is the only exception to your enjoyment.
Right. Like I was this close. I was this close to finding joy by listening to Brick by Boring Brick. So like we're getting there.
I think we could. I think we can do. I'm really like I'm feeling sorry for you if we don't figure out how to get you to enjoy this album because if we don't get some positive feelings on this, I'm going to end you and you are going to be a misguided ghost for the rest of eternity. So do you like what we did there? That little play, that little game?
That was very good.
I don't think we used all the songs, but
no, be careful now.
Be careful. Careful.
I don't know. Like I am trying. I am trying to reform myself a little bit. There are, literal decades that I am fighting here. Right. Yeah. Like there are decades of just not fucking with Paramore. And like sometimes you can teach an old dog new tricks, but that usually works when the dog's not a fucking asshole.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you are, as we know, a asshole. I am so curious because I'm very like, I don't think we've really like significantly dived into this kind of like dislike you have for Paramore before.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly kind of glad we're even starting with Brand New Eyes instead of like Riot or something, because I think that
absolutely.
Yeah, because I think that this is going to be the easiest way to like jumpstart you into into kind
this
of
isn't
like
me
Paramore.
swan diving head first into a bunch of Lego bricks, which is basically what that would have felt like.
Sure. I think that I'm going to be honest. I think that and it is a less, I don't know. I don't even know if I would call it less iconic, but I think it would have been a less exciting album for the listeners at this point. But I would have almost liked to have started you at their self-titled, which is the fourth album. Because I think that is closer, I think, to what you would probably be into, is like starting like that half of Paramore's like existence. Their self-titled title album is, I really like Brand New Eyes. Their self-titled album is my favorite Paramore album. All right. So I would have enjoyed maybe starting there, but I think Brand New Eyes is too, like, you know, beloved. Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. I'm just kind of curious. All told, all said, is like, what if we like? And I'm not asking this question to be like shitty or to be a gotcha or anything like that. I promise I'm not, because I want to just do. I legit just want to do a thought experiment. If we replaced Hayley Williams singing this with like Brendan Urie or Patrick Stump or like any number of other people, male singers from that era.
See, I've tried to do that thought experiment myself, because I was even going back and it was like, we had a lot of Panic to cover, and it's like there's some weird relationship shit. Let me try that. Yeah, again. In a lot of those songs, but I don't necessarily get like wholly pointed breakup vibes from them, right? Like some of this is just incredibly so breaky uppy that I feel like in the end I'm the one that got broke up with, which, like, again, go back to circa high school.
Invoking a feeling, if we're talking about invoking a feeling, right?
Yeah.
I think
I can't say that like.
Well, I guess my question
can't
is
say that I feel like nothing.
You enjoy? Is that not something that you like generally? Is it just like,
I don't know. And that's kind of what I've had to question, because I've gone through my head and like I've joked about "Fuck It" by Eamon on this podcast so much, just because it's so fucking ludicrous, and the fact that there's a really good comeback track to it. But like, I don't think I ever sat and listened to that song when I went through a breakup or did a breakup or whatever, and was like, I need to hear this. This is the feeling I need to feel. Where it's just like, I can listen to that song and kind of get like this song sucks kind of vibe, because "Fuck It" by Eamon does suck.
Well, I guess here's the thing that I think about, like, and they're different vibes, but like you can also peel this back to like pair it with Riot even. This is like, do you like Fall Out Boy? Do you like Take This to Your Grave?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you do vibe with the feeling of it, because that is very much like, in a way that other Fall Out Boy albums are not, that is very much like that kind of album. There's like has some good stuff. Like, I think.
Sure. I can't say like that album is one that I would. It's not going to be like the album that I go and recommend to people, though, right? Like, it's not going to be.
Sure, but if I said, hey, next season, which again, it's not clear. Well, we've talked about what next season is going to be already, but like, if I was to say, okay, hey, next season is Take This to Your Grave by Fall Out Boy, you wouldn't be like, you know?
I probably wouldn't rumble and grumble at it. It probably would be one of the less enthusiastic things that we have planned, but
sure. But I also think like that's also the weird thing too about it, which is like, you don't have an issue with Hayley Williams, because you do clearly enjoy Hayley Williams. Yeah. You just have an issue with Paramore.
Yeah, I have an issue with it.
And I think the issue that you have with Paramore is because you, again, and this has been your fucking downfall, and the reason why I have yelled at you many times in the past is that you didn't like it when you were a fucking child.
Yep.
and you will not let it go.
No.
Because you are still a fucking child.
Yeah. I'm just stuck in like, hey, what I thought back then, Super Mario Brothers movie, still really good. I mean, there's just no breaking some things.
Oh my God.
So how do you feel about this album? Because obviously, I know you fuck with it. I know you like it.
I really like it. Again, it is not my favorite. I think, like I said, their Self-Shadow is probably my favorite. I have a really, really large soft spot for Riot. I would probably put it at like 3.
Sure. If
I had to like rank them. But I think it's really good. I think it has like some really great songs on it. Some like classic Paramore bangers on this album. So I don't know. I have a really big soft spot for it. So I don't think it's going to be like a surprise to hear that I primarily enjoy this album. So
yeah. Well, and by all rights, if between the two of us, if I really didn't want to fuck with this season, like at all, we wouldn't have done it. Right. Like we wouldn't have done this just for the sake of torture as much as we can make the joke of like me being tortured by this album is great. If I truly at the end of the day felt wholly uncomfortable about any part of this and just thought like this would be an absolute shit show on my behalf, we wouldn't do it. It's still going to be a shit show on my behalf, but on like a completely different plane.
No, it's a shit show on your behalf only because you're just a shit show.
I'm here.
You're here, and that's why it's a shit show. No, I think, and that's something that I think you can always be guaranteed of, is that if we are sitting and we're covering an album or a topic for this show, it is something that we both will generally be happy to talk about. Only because if one of us just does not want to be here, it will not make for a good show.
No.
And so you have our word that like we both want to be here talking about this. That's not a worry that you should have. It's just Adam is a fuckwit, and that's just the way things go sometimes.
It shall continue.
It shall continue. So too, as above, so below.
The show must go on.
And live and let die. Whatever. So Brand New Eyes, like we said, third studio album, was released on September 29th, 2009 through Fueled by Ramen. As a
for all the children out there, this would be 4 months after I graduated high school.
Woo! It's a year and 4 months before I graduated high school. It was produced in collaboration with Rob Cavallo. He's back. Recorded in Hidden Hills, California from January to March 2009. It is their first album with touring guitarist Taylor York as a permanent member, and was written by Haley Williams and Josh Farrow, with York contributing songwriting to 4 tracks. It was also the band's final album for Josh and Zach Farrow's departure from the band in 2010. Zach would later rejoin in 2017 prior to the release of their 5th studio album, After Laughter. Praised by critics for its songwriting and the band's increased maturity, the album won Best Album at the Kerrang Awards in 2010, and the only exception received a Grammy nomination for Best Pop Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals. Several publications included Brand New Eyes in their year-end lists. The album produced 5 singles: Ignorance, Brick by Boring Brick, the only exception, Careful, and Playing God, all of which have been commercially successful in the United States and internationally. And so that's what I was talking about, is like all of those like very iconic, like if you think about the pantheon of Paramore's music,
right,
very iconic songs, and they were all very good singles.
Absolutely.
I think.
And it's interesting to me too that first, like, a song that I will admit like is also good from this is All I Wanted, but like that's not in this grouping of 5 singles, which I think is just kind of wild. Because I think if there's anything that sounds even mildly similar, like it's a heavier tone, but like even mildly similar to the only exception, it's that.
Yeah. I do want to read the charts and the certifications really quick, because that's the next paragraph of this like summary, and we might as well just do it now, because there's a lot of numbers. There's a lot of ones. There's a lot of ones in this list here.
A lot of ones.
So we'll start with the Australian albums Aria. Peaked at 1. 03 Austria peaked at 6. Ultrapop Flanders at 20 and Ultrapop Wallonia 34. Canadian Billboard was 3. The Danish Hit Listen was 26. Dutch album Top 100 was 23. Finnish albums, the Suomen Virallinen Lista.
Fuck yeah.
Our friend was 5. The Snap French albums was 36. The Ofziel Top 100 was 7 German albums. The IFP Greek albums was 23. That was a wild one.
That's good.
Irish albums Irma was 1. Italian albums Fimi 33. The Japanese Oricon 19. Mexican Top 100 Mexico was 7. The RMNZ New Zealand was number 1. Norwegian VG Lista was 27. The Scottish albums official charts was number 1. The Spanish Pro Musicae was 25. The Swedish Sveriges Topplistan, my friend, was 17. And my favorite friend, the Swiss album Schweizer Hit Parade, was 15. The UK official charts was 1. The UK rock and metal official charts was number 1. The US Billboard 200 was 2. So overall for music, it peaked at number 2, which is pretty big deal for the normal Billboard. And then it was number 1 on Billboard for alternative and rock in the US. So all 3 of those.
How many, we've seen things like this, and you're going to talk about it again here briefly, but we've talked about it a lot over previous songs, is how things chart years after.
Yeah.
So I am fucking curious now, after you've listed all of these countries, how many weird random songs that probably dropped off in other countries but are popular as shit here are going to climb up the charts after all of these people visited the United States for the World Cup?
Oh.
How many people,
that is an interesting thought.
Right? How many people are still listening in other countries to Billy Joel, right?
Yeah.
You can't go to a sporting event without hearing something by Billy Joel.
Sure. Well, I almost wonder too, and not even just hearing things at sporting events, but being in the cities where a lot of these one of the stages for the World Cup was in Seattle. And that was where here's where the United States got knocked out of the World Cup. So hell yeah. But I'm sure that when they're not doing World Cup stuff, they're exploring the cities and taking in the culture and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I being in Seattle, I wonder, is Nirvana going to start charting? Is fucking Soundgarden or Chris Cornell going to start charting? Local, bands that were famous, and groups that people that were famous from the host cities.
Yeah.
That people they went to museums or they went and saw a mural or something, and they got interested again in re-listening or listening to the first time or something about this band that was from one of those local places. Cause they were Seattle and Atlanta and New York and fucking Los Angeles, these big cities that a lot of famous people came from. I'm very curious how that's gonna change stuff potentially. But yeah, so we continue with the year-end chart. So at the end of the year, the Australian albums Aria, the album ended up at 61. The New Zealand RMNZ ended at 42. The UK albums OCC,
you know me,
ended at 94. The US Billboard 200 ended at 113, and the US top rock albums ended at 29. And then in 2010, it was still on some of the charts. So Australian Aria 77, RMNZ New Zealand 47, UK albums OCC,
you know me,
99, US Billboard 294, and top rock albums Billboard 23. So that's also another indicator too, where some of it shifted, but in the US specifically, at the end of the next year, it was higher on the US Billboard 200 and the US top rock at the end of 2010 compared to the end of 2009. So that's all.
Right.
It's curious how that works. So Who can say? We got some certifications too.
Hey.
Argentina Capif, that's the first time I've seen them, I think. Certified gold with 20,000 units. Australia's Aria, platinum with 70,000 units. Brazil's Pro Musica Brazil, gold, not Pro Musicae, Pro Musica. Nope. Gold with 30,000. Canada's Music Canada was also gold with 40,000. Ireland's Irma was also gold with 7,500. New Zealand's RMNZ double platinum with 30,000. The United Kingdom's BPI double platinum with 600,000. And in the United States,
into the mic,
with going platinum with 1 million certified units sold, the RIAA.
Oh.
Of course, right now is when it would happen. Fuck the RIAA. Yeah, you thought.
Oh, there was so much drama in there.
I know.
So much tension.
You guys building up to it. Like you never expect a Spanish Inquisition. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about some background, some production details, some things of that nature. After the release of Riot in 2007, a blog post in early 2008 was posted stating that Paramore was having internal issues. So this is Paramore has had a lot of drama, and I don't know that we have time to talk about all of that, but we will talk about some of it here. Coupled with a week of canceled shows, speculation arose that the band was going to break up, which does arise every time they put out an album these days.
Right.
Not long after it was resolved and claimed to be an issue of the members never having time to talk about things such as how they were growing up, and sometimes when you're growing up, you're not always together, which I feel like is a quote, but there's not a citation for it. So I feel like it's a quote from
Interesting.
Probably Haley. Further struggles to write new material had singer Haley Williams expressing doubts about songwriting and meeting the expectations placed on the band after the success of Riot. In September 2008, Williams revealed that the band might release their next album in summer 2009. And on November 18th, 2008, the band announced they were writing their next album, again mentioning that it might be out summer 2009.
Hell yeah.
They spent 6 weeks in pre-production at Emax Studios in their hometown of Franklin, which is in Tennessee, in case you didn't know. That's where they're from. That's where Haley's from. The first time they had undergone pre-production without the guidance of a producer. A visit from record producer Rob Cavallo reassured the band that they were on the right track. The album totally rocks, Cavallo said, yet it's also very subtle. The band subsequently felt that the album and their new material had the potential to surpass the success of their previous work. Although it was originally planned to record the album close to home in Nashville, the band commenced recording in Calabasas, California with Cavallo at the end of March 2009. They then added to the original material written at home with additional tunes written with the help of Cavallo after the move to Calabasas. Similar to most rock records, the band mostly tracked the drums first, followed by the rest of the members recording scratch tracks that they later overdubbed. Paramore finished production by May 2009. On June 15th, 3 months before the album's release, the band announced that touring guitarist Taylor York had become an official band member.
Fuck yeah.
I'd be curious what the composition of this album might look like without Rob's writing influence.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that they started it without a producer to start.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Especially for it to be called very subtle. What does this sound like? Does everything just sound like The Only Exception? Is it just all kind of slower and quieter? And
I don't know. It's very.
And he was like, "Fuck that."
Yeah.
Y'all want a single?
Yeah. Very strange stuff. I'm super curious about that. So, the album's sound has been described as alternative rock, pop punk, emo pop, and emo. Williams was concerned about lyrics that involved current issues as opposed to resolved issues that she had written about in the past. I was like, this isn't a feel-good song because I'm writing about something I'm going through right now and it's still painful, she continued. And I confused that with actually not liking the songs, when in actuality I was prouder of them than I've ever been before. They're heavier emotions for me. I'm still going through some of the stuff, and these songs are really healing to me. The band as a whole treated the writing as therapeutic experience, which helped them hash out old differences. Now that all those words are out on the table, they were able to have their first real conversations in a long time, resolving the internal struggles they had been facing by going back to the reasons why they started the band and had wanted to play music in the first place. Haley has another quote here. She said, I was writing these lyrics and they didn't feel good. Some of it hurt. Some of it was like, am I being too honest even with myself? I had doubts that it was the right record. Gay. Consequently, Paramore decided to name the record Brand New Eyes because of the allusion to seeing things from a whole new perspective. Stop there and let me go. Just trying to let go of whatever we might have struggled with in the past. And just see each other in a new way, explained Williams. The band soon felt they were onto the right track, and retrospectively looking back on Riot, Paramore guitarist Josh Farro said Riot was a kiddie album, but we had to do that to get to this point. That is wild.
Damn. Wow.
There's been a interesting through line these 2 seasons of people from the bands that were covering talking very poorly about things. Because Guard said the emo was a pile of shit. I don't know if anybody caught this, but the transition from Mail Time into the meat of the podcast, the main topic of the episode, has that quote like hidden in it. If you listen carefully, the emo is a pile of shit thing, which I thought was very funny. Alessio ate on that, so snaps to Alessio. But now you've got Josh calling Riot a kiddie album, which is very...
That's wild.
Well, there was like a time too where it's just like, it was kind of like a like you could look back on it like it is that teen angst, like that immatureness coming to the forefront a little bit. Like there was a long time where like Haley would just not sing the word whore during Misery Business. Yeah. And she's doing it now where she like was like, can we all agree that it's not good to call women whores? Right. And everybody's like, yeah, cheered. And it's like, okay, well, we're just going to sing it the way that it was supposed to be sung then. And so they've kind of like gone back to.
She reclaimed it.
But yeah, there's a lot of like reclamation of teen angst and stuff happening in Riot.
Yeah, right.
April 29th, 2009. It was revealed the band's next album will be released in September. The first single was Ignorance, which was made available via digital download on July 7th. On the same date, that album became available pre-order on the official website, and it was released on September 29th through Fueled by Ramen. The album's cover is an image of a butterfly divided from its wings, inspired the line, "The angles were all wrong. Now she's ripping wings off of butterflies." 2 versions.
Very him-ass line.
Ripping wings off of butterflies. Yeah.
If anybody wants to know, I also do not fuck with him either.
I can't remember the last time I even thought about him.
No.
So that's fun.
In the year of our Lord 2026, nobody should be.
Yeah, why are we thinking about him? God damn. 2 versions of the album were made available, a standard CD edition as well as a deluxe limited edition package that has sold out worldwide. The deluxe version includes the album CD with the acoustic versions of Where the Lines Overlap and Ignorance, a 40-page hardcover journal written by Haley Williams, an exclusive poster that comes with only the box set, a booklet with the lyrics from all the songs for Brand New Eyes, a color vinyl 7-inch single with the acoustic versions of Ignorance and Where the Lines Overlap, 1 picture of each band member, a certificate of authenticity, and a DVD featuring a 30-minute long exclusive making of documentary. The CD was also one of the first to use iTunes LP. Speaking of the acoustic, one of the things that we will be doing is that on the episodes where the song, like if there's an acoustic version of the song, we'll also take some time to talk about like how you feel about the acoustic version and kind of compare and contrast. So we will be talking about the acoustic versions as well. Brick by Morning Brick was confirmed to be the second single from the album, released November 2009. December, the group went on a headlining UK tour with support from Yumi at 6. In November 2010, the group went on a headlining UK tour. The 5th single from the album, Playing God, was released November 16th. To assist with production of the single, a music video for Praying God was also release promotion, not production, sorry. The album was released in high resolution on hdtracks.com in 2012. The high-res version has a greater dynamic range than the CD release. January 2015, another deluxe edition of the album was released in high resolution on the US store of the British company 7 Digital. This edition includes the acoustic version of Ignorance, also featured on the physical 2009 deluxe edition mentioned above, and the 2 new previously unreleased acoustic versions of Brick by Boring Brick and Turn It Off, both later included in the iTunes deluxe edition bundle.
Fuck yeah.
So now that we've gone through that, we're going to read the track listing here. 11 songs on this base album, and then 1 bonus track from the international edition. That was also inevitably going to have us talking about Twilight, unfortunately.
Hell yeah.
Do you have the track list pulled up? Do you want to do the back and forth thing? Okay, I'll start with track number 1, which is Careful.
Number 2 is Ignorance.
Number 3 is Playing God.
Number 4 is Brick by Boring Brick.
5 is Turn It Off.
Number 6 is where the album ends, with the only exception.
I can't stand you, dude. You don't got it. You don't have to do this. You don't have to be like this. You could just be good, nice. You know, stop being mean and be nice.
I could be a happy boy.
Yeah. 7 is Feeling Sorry, which is what I feel for you.
8 is Looking Up.
9 is Where the Lines Overlap.
10 is Me in the Afterlife. It's Misguided Ghosts.
Number 11 is All I Wanted, and all I want is for Adam to like this fucking album.
12 is what we're going to be doing the entire time, which is going to be Decode.
So including Decode, it is a 44 minute and 36 second long album, 40 minutes 14 without Decode. And looking at this, I think that it looks like the only exception is the longest song at 4:28.
For sure.
I believe at 3:01, Misguided Ghost is the shortest song on the track, or on the album. So we'll read some critical reception, because we've got some all across the board shit happening here.
Yeah, it seems spicy. That Metacritic being at 73 of 100 and any decent music at 6.8 of 10.
Yeah, that is wild. So let's just go through these aggregate scores and review scores. Wow, my mush mouth, and we'll talk about we'll read the review section after. So Any Decent Music, like Adam said, has it at 6.8 out of 10. That's an aggregate score. Metacritic is 73 out of 100. All Music gave it a 3.5 out of 5. AP gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Big Cheese gave it a 5. Draft and Sound gave it an 8 out of 10. Kerrang gave it a 4 out of 5. Melodic gave it a 4 out of 5. Enemy gave it a 7 out of 10. Rock Sound gave it a 9 out of 10. Rolling Stone gave it a 3 out of 5. And Spin gave it a 4 out of 5. What I do want to ask you, though, because you seemed, and maybe I am laying a trap for myself here, but you seemed surprised that they were so run the gamut here.
Yeah.
What we can do here is, what would you give it out of if you had to give it 5, out of 5 star with half points? What would you give it on a? I
truly fuck with a 3. I fuck with a 3. But what kills me about just seeing this is, the header for this album said that it was praised by critics. And then we jump from that down to the charts, where it's obviously charts isn't resonant of reviews, right?
Sure.
That's the same thing all the time. But just to see this, it's holy shit. It's that you're all over the map here in so many different places. But there's really nothing terrible. A 6.8, of course, would be a D+, but that against what we're seeing here for review scores just doesn't really make sense. It doesn't translate well enough for it to necessarily be that, but whatever.
Yeah, it's very weird.
And of course, these places Wikipedia is only going to go to the big music reviewers, but I can't believe that the fucking pizza restaurant in the town I grew up in of fucking Big Cheese is on this list. Goddamn.
It's also weird, like Billboard also reviewed it, but it's not on this like list of review scores here. So I'm kind of figuring out what like the criteria for getting on that list there. Or like Pitchfork. I'm sure Pitchfork probably reviewed it. Like, I don't know. Well, according to Metacritic, like we said, it holds a 73 out of 100, indicating generally favorable reviews based on 18
that to
reviews.
a gamer.
Yeah, for real. Based on it's a perfect 7 out of 10. Based on 18 reviews to October 1st, 2019, AbsolutePunk.net writer Julia Connie scored the album an 82 and praised front William Haley Williams. Simultaneously down to earth and on top of the world, there's something about this Williams character We're gonna get to the bottom of this. See, that makes an album like Brand New Eyes more than another notch on that bitchy pop rock bedpost. Hell yeah.
No.
Just imagine what will happen when the band hits their mid-20s. Andrew Leahy of AllMusic gave the album a positive review, stating Brand New Eyes presents Paramore as a stronger, leaner, and altogether more consistent band.
Well, if I may pause it real quick, imagine where Haley Williams will be in her mid-30s. It'll be even better.
Ooh, top of the world. Hottie. Queen. Amazing. Evan Lucy of Billboard also wrote a favorable review, saying although the new set may lack the wide-eyed naivete that made the group's past efforts so endearing, the newfound maturity makes for a compelling set of songs. Big Cheese magazine awarded a maximum 5-star rating, and Kathy Rie wrote, Brand New Eyes is a huge milestone for an intelligent, honest young band that deserve far more mainstream recognition than they get. Oh God, they'll get it. Alternative Press awarded it 4.5 out of 5, and Scott Heisel praised the improvement of the albums over its predecessor. Riot was ridiculously top-loaded with an unmemorable second half. That seems to be what you think about this one, Adam.
Well,
Eyes astonishes from start to finish, with the bouncy and confessional looking up and the immensely powerful track All I Wanted showing up as diamonds in an already gem-covered rough. Sarah B., journalist for the BBC, gave a largely favorable review and summarized, if you didn't like Paramore before, their third album is unlikely to sway you. Okay.
Fuck.
They make the kind of forceful commercial emo pop that music lovers love to hate. However, as forceful commercial emo pop goes, and it does, Brand New Eyes is very good. It is brash and gauche, but charming. Rock Sound, however, went on to laud the slower efforts. The album's big surprise comes in the form of the stripped-down closing tracks Misguided Ghosts and All I Wanted, which see the fragility of Haley's vocals laid against sparse instrumentation with truly immaculate results. Reviewer Faye Lewis went on to summarize, Paramore are a young band growing up in the public glare, and although that would send many to the funny farm, the funny farm, where the trees and flowers and chirping birds, and I'll be happy to see the nice young men in the clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away. Ha ha! Do you remember that one?
Yes.
To the funny farm. And although that was send many to the funny farm, it's made this quintet even stronger, and Brand New Eyes is by far their best record yet. John Dolan of Rolling Stone scored the album at 3 out of 5 stars. Much like Leanie Cooper of NME, he was critical of slower moments, but some of the sweeping moments blunt the band's fresh face immediacy, as if the cute kids from the Styx have had a hard time turning pro. Spin Magazine awarded 4 stars out of 5 in their review and complimented the band for standing out in a generic genre. Paramore's follow-up, Brand New Eyes, which at the moment is of Wet and Wild Warped Tour cynicism, see Cobra Starship in 303.
Fuck. Oof. Damn.
Offers a principled reminder of a more earnest and honest age.
All right.
Drowned in Sound.
Can I say that I really hate the name NME?
Sure.
Like, I think somebody probably thought that they really ate with that, like, New Musical Express. It's like, no, it's just enemy in my head. Like, you're a reviewer, you're a critic, you're going to be the enemy of all the people that you review and have something to say about it. Just fucking seems so pretentious to me.
I think that was the idea.
Oh, I know. Like I said, I know somebody felt like they really just fucking ate that shit up and were like, all these motherfuckers are going to love a name like enemy. And it's like, no, maybe, no. It's good.
I put it up there with Pitchfork also as like a really Like really, really fucking pretentious thing to name your music review outlet. Like, okay, all right.
You know we're here to make people mad with our opinions.
Yeah. That fucking line about pitchforks and Haley Williams, funnily enough, in fucking Yonkers.
Yep. Oh, fuck. Yeah.
What is it? I'll stab any blogging something F slur with a pitchfork.
Well, I'll stab Bruno Mars in his goddamn esophagus. That was after. Yeah. Fuck. Yep.
Let me see. I'll look up the lyrics.
Oh, fuck. Wolf Haley or
Haley
fuck Haley Williams.
No, that voice is like what you think of Haley Williams. Fuck her. Wolf Haley Robin them. I'll crash that fucking airplane that Bob is in. And you know the crazy thing about me censoring myself on those two words? I can say both of them.
You've got it.
I can say both of them.
Just go get your sticker and hold it up.
Yeah, I'm black and gay. But I'll crash that fucking airplane that Bob is in and stab Bruno Mars in his goddamn esophagus and stop until the cops come in. But I will say, given this type of shit that he said about Bob and Bruno Mars, Haley kind of got off easy. What do you think of Haley Williams? Fuck her. And also, I'm going to crash Bob's airplane.
Yeah.
Stab Bruno Mars in his esophagus.
It's an odd level of mild respect there.
No, so they say the verse 3 starts with, they say success is the best revenge. So I beat Deshay up with the stack of magazines I'm in. Oh, not again, another critic writing report. I'm stabbing any blogging hipster with a pitchfork, which is a very much a dig at Pitchfork, the publication. Anyway, that was a detour, huh? Drowned in Sound.
He's bigger than ever.
Now he's bigger than ever. And good for him, too, because that's called growth. Yep. Honestly, if you listen to fucking Yonkers and then go listen to his new stuff, especially like not his newest one, but Chromacopia, and like go through that journey, oh boy, he's been through some shit. Drowned in Sound awarded Brand New Eyes by Paramore, which is what we're actually talking about, an album 8 out of 10. And while writer Paul Stephen Gettings stated the record isn't pushing any boundaries, he praised its longevity. If you're already a critic, this isn't going to convince you otherwise. Wow, they're really hammering the dynamic for this podcast here, huh?
Yes.
This is a realization and an affirmation of Paramore's musical craftsmanship and potential longevity. They have allowed themselves to grow and still retain the innocence and optimism that make them so irresistible. Kerrang reviewer Dan Slesser gave the album 4 out of 5 and claimed 4 Ks. Good thing it's not 3 Ks because
be probably really problematic.
So apparently at one point,
how many of those do you think they've given?
3 Ks, a lot, I would imagine.
I hope not. You gotta rename your Kerrang here. Just go Kerrang. 4 E's, 3 E's.
I don't think I realized that
they were called Ks.
They ranked it. They were 5 out of 5 Ks. Interesting. Well, they gave Brand New Eyes 4 Ks and claimed in Brand New Eyes they have arguably delivered the most accomplished and affecting record of their career. Enemy were also favorable in their review, although, you know what? I'm just going to call them. New Musical Express were also favorable in their review, although being critical of the album's slower moments, Leanie Cooper praised the record as a whole. Sure, the 2 slower tracks might make for a break in the relentless pace, but who needs the rest? If you just so happen to be one of the best in up-tempo pop smattered emo punk game, why bother slowing down? For this lot, more is most certainly more.
Well, if I had to quote, the other song from the Twilight credits by Linkin Park, you just leave out all the rest.
Wasn't that also one of the Transformers songs?
I think so. Because I think if I had to remember, and I'm not going to, I think Decode came first in the Twilight's credits, and then Leave Out All the Rest came after. When it was like silent for a good fucking minute. Back when credits used to be 10 minutes long, no matter what kind of movie you watched.
No, Leave Out All the Rest was from 2007. Minutes to Midnight was 2007.
All right.
So Decode was later. What I've Done was 2007 for the first Transformers movie. New Divide was 2009 for Revenge of the Fallen, and Iridescent was 2011 for Dark of the Moon.
Hell yeah.
In that period of time where fucking Linkin Park was the Transformers band. What a time.
Right, yeah.
What a time to be alive.
The Michael Bay band.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's different from the Dave Matthews band. So accolades here. Rock Sound gave Brand New Eyes number 4. This is all from 2009. Number 4 in their top 75 albums of the year. Spin called it number 20 in their best of 09 top 40 albums. Drowned in Sound put it at number 10 in their top 50. Kerrang! Critics album of 2009. It was number 8, although a citation is needed there apparently. And also a citation needed. Alternative Press made it number 2 in their top 10 albums of the year. Blair, which is a new publication from Canada entering the arena, said it was number 6 in their top 60. And the Village Voice Paz and Job, the Paz and Job, 74, which I don't know what's that. What's that?
Jazz and Pop.
Jazz and Pop, Paz and Job. Village Voice, Paz and Job. That's their accolade. 74. Hold on. Let me see here. Let's click here. Let's look. Page cannot be found. Great. Love that. For me and the task that I'm trying to do here. Paz and Job. Oh, this is archived. Let's see. You know what, Adam? I don't fucking know.
No. Yeah. Because honestly, I can now see why a citation is needed for the Alternative Press putting that at number 2. Because if you Google top 10 2009 albums Alternative Press, you get 9,000 fucking things out of order. Oh, 30. No, see, this link just took me to 30 albums turning in 10 in 2019. That's not even what I fucking Googled. This is why you people are letting AI take over the world. You just can't fucking do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm very confused here because if you look up, oh, that's because if you look up AP, it does Alternative Press, no Associated Press. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how I could have been more pointed than top 10 2009 albums Alternative Press.
So this is Associated Press, not Alternative Press. Alternative. Then this album of the year.org says Manchester Orchestra is number 2. So that is bullshit. It's not even in their top 10 on this website. And here's the kicker is that you can't fucking find it on Alternative Press. It's not a link.
No.
I don't.
And if you click into 20 scene albums from 2009 that dominated your iPod playlist and scroll down to where Brand New Eyes is on this list, they don't even cite themselves as saying, we put this at number 2 back when this released in 2009. Fuck you, Alternative Press.
If you go to Alternative Press website, the only thing I have here for best 2009 albums quiz, which 2009 album are you?
I hate this.
And so,
why does the internet suck? So unplug the internet.
Unplug the internet, restart the thing. Yeah, I don't know.
Just let Skynet take over. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't really want to be alive anymore.
The Terminator.
Don't take that seriously. Anymore. Yeah, I don't really want to be around anymore. I got all this shit on me. Anyway, commercially, Brand New Eyes was a major success. We talked about all the places and all the all the stuff and the peaks and stuff like that. The tracks Ignorance, Brick by Boring Brick, and Where the Lines Overlap also made the Paz and Jop singles list. They went on tour with No Doubt between mid-May and early August 2009. And then they went on a North American tour with the Swellers and Paper Route joining them as opening acts. They played their first show of the tour at Fox Theater in Pomona, California, the day of the album's release. And during Decode, Williams lost her voice. Lead guitarist Josh Farrow spoke to the crowd, and although the set was cut short, the band played Misery Business instrumentally while the crowd sang Williams' vocal parts. That's actually pretty cool.
Nice. That's
Tour, which
cute.
previously went from September 29th to November 1st, 2009, was later officially postponed on October 2nd, 2009, due to a case of laryngitis for singer Williams. Full tour resumed October 10th in Chicago. The band also announced they'd be doing a European tour starting in Helsinki, Finland on November 29th, 2009 with You Me at 6, Paper Out, and Now Every Children supporting the UK tour dates. Performed in February 2010 at the Australian Soundwave Festival, along with You Me at 6, Taking Back Sunday, All Time Low, and Alexis on Fire. Alex is on fire, not Alexis on Fire. I always thought it was. Performed at the Soundwave Festival before they did Brand New Eyes tour in Australia. Then in the first week of March, they performed 2 concerts in New Zealand. They announced a tour in the Honda Civic Tour 2010. In May 2010, the band had a short UK tour for November 2010. After just one day of being on sale, they added a second date to the O2 Arena due to huge demand for tickets, and they later added 2 extra tour dates to take it up to 8 concerts instead of the original 5. June 2010.
Math doesn't
Math. Wait.
Well, it does. Never mind. Second date, then added 2 extra days. It does math.
Okay. Thank you.
They're telling me right now the math is mathing.
My sources are telling me the math is in fact mathing, yes. They announced June 2010, they announced a short Australia tour for October. November 2010, they announced a short South American tour for February and March 2011. And the band announced a short American tour for December. In July 2011, the band had a short Europe tour. Lots of short tours.
She probably just kept getting sick. She got that laryngitis. Can't let it go.
I'm actually having a thing because I realize that I have not really listened to this band, and I actually don't know because I said I fucked up in there. Is it Alexis on Fire or is Alex is on Fire?
I would think it's Alex is on fire. Nope, never mind.
Nope, it's Alexis on Fire. Okay,
wow.
so I've been saying Alexis on Fire my whole life, and so I guess
you were correct.
I was accidentally correct the whole time.
Yeah,
good to know. I've never listened to
what's happening here.
Alexis on Fire, so I should probably do that. That's a gap in my whole thing. Lastly,
I saw All Time Low once before. Have you seen any of these bands? I've seen All Time Low before. I've had the opportunity to maybe go see Taking Back Sunday, but I believe that it was Elliot, and I'm going to stand by him on this because I could probably believe it, that Taking Back Sunday kind of sucks live. At least, these days.
This is known. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
No, so that's my thing is like I one of those things where I kind of talked about at the beginning of the show. I didn't really have opportunities to go see bands when I was young. And so as I got older, my opportunities to see bands as I got older kind of like was not because I just never have money. I just never had money. And so it's kind of like I just have not been afforded these opportunities. And so no, I think my biggest touchstone there was seeing I did get to see Panic and all the album tours except for the last one, and so that's really my extent. Like my first non-Panic concert was I think seeing AWOL Nation when I was like 21.
Fuck yeah.
Like that's
like I did the 2009 Warped Tour, and that was like
I did do a Warped Tour. I can't remember what year, but I did do a Warped Tour. Yeah. And
for a lot of the local area, like that was the only chance that you'd get to see these places unless you were 19 years old and wanted to drive to Tulsa to a place called the Eagles Lounge, which is where I know like a bunch of like emo bands played. Aside from that, no.
Yeah. I should have considered more festivals, I think, because I will say there was a festival that I went to once in Ohio called Rock on the Range, and they played at the Columbus Crew Soccer Stadium. But that's where I saw Linkin Park. That's where I saw Papa Roach. That's where I saw like a bunch of like those kind of bands. That's where I saw Baby Metal. That was pretty wild. I'll have to tell that story sometime.
Like there's Rocklahoma that happens in Oklahoma that has a lot of rock bands, obviously, but then like now in this day and age, it's like how many of those lead singers or anybody in their band's probably a little problematic for things. Like when Marilyn Manson can headline one for a while, it's like, yeah, no, I think I'm good on that one. I don't really want to go to
Marilyn Manson was a headliner for one of those nights. That wasn't great.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm
good on that. The personnel for this album: Haley Williams, lead vocals; Josh Farrow,
Oh.
guitar and backing vocals. Taylor York, guitar. Jeremy Davis, bass. Zach Farrow, drums. And that, at this time, is Paramore.
Yeah.
Additional musicians. Jamie Mahobarak is back on keyboards and organ. We've got artwork. Katie Borgman and Sarah Dean were the art coordinators. Borgman. Ryan Russell and Paramore, art direction and design. Ryan Russell, photography. And Brian Ranney, backing production. And on the production side, Rob Cavallo was the producer. Doug McKean, engineer and mixing on Misguided Ghosts. Dan Chase and Lars Fox were the Pro Tools engineers. Chris Lord Alge back for the mixing.
Hell yeah.
Keith Armstrong, Nick Carpin assisted mixing. Brad Townsend, additional engineering. Nate Warshawski, drum tech. Riley Emminger, guitar tech. Cheryl Janetz, production manager. We've had Cheryl Janetz on here before.
I believe so, yeah. When Rob does something, he's got to bring his buddies.
He's got to bring Cheryl.
He's like Kevin Smith. He's got to bring his buddies.
Yeah. When fucking Rob's on here, we got to get the Janetz. Janet's on the beat, ho. You know
we got to bring the Chris Lord.
Jamie Neely, production assistant, and Ted Jensen, also familiar name for mastering.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we got. We're gonna get into it. I need to re-review the way we're gonna be doing episodes. Because I had it split up and then I forgot to include decode, and so I need to include decode and then maybe reassess the episodes and stuff like that. But
not lead into the reviews where that back half just kind of
sure. Yeah. So we're gonna play with the space a little bit, and so next week will be whatever next week is. But we're starting with careful at the very least. It may be careful in ignorance. It may just be careful. I don't know yet, but it's going to be at least careful, and we'll go from there. And like I said, if there is an acoustic version of these songs, we're going to be covering them in the episode that we cover the main song in. Yep. So those are, if I could be so bold, Ignorance, Brick by Boring Brick, Turn It Off. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure.
Where the lines overlap.
Yep. I think that's it.
Yeah. No, well done.
Cool.
I was actually surprised, and this is, again, just an Adam thing by my general feelings about this, and I expressed this the other day with Elliot in the vicinity and shouldn't have, because he immediately corrected me. There are 12 songs, including the bonus track, and I would say, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, I didn't mean to do that deliberately, 7 of them have Wikipedia pages. Yeah. And I verbally out loud stated, I'm surprised there are that many songs on this album that have a Wikipedia page. And he was like, because people like it.
6, 7. Yeah, so we're gonna have a lot of details to talk about, because again, it is 5 singles, plus decode. But there is there is also a Wikipedia page for All I Wanted as well. So we'll have some extra details on most of the songs that we're covering on this.
And some of them will be short. Like when I click through some of them, I think like 1 or 2 of them were basically only charts. Like there was really no background, or it's like music video and charts. There's really not a whole lot of them that have background or composition or anything like that. So we'll get through those pretty briskly. But like I said, I was like, holy shit, there's a lot. But you click into them, not a lot of content. And I'm not going to be a dick and say that's how I feel about this album, because I think this album really is better than that. I said I'm not going to say it because it's better than that.
And bury you in the ground. In the ditch that your beleaguered boy child drove his truck into.
Yeah, well, they still haven't fixed that fence. It's still down.
Well, then it'll be much easier for me to
dig through the ditches and burn through the witches. Yes.
I hope he's not slamming in the back of his Dragula, because we're going to have some talks about that. You need to speak to your son. Should we go to, well, okay. One thing unrelated. Actually, you know what? We'll talk. We'll lead into this. We'll go to Soundsystem. It's Soundsystem.
Fuck yeah.
One thing. So here's something that is always. I haven't talked about my tits in a while.
Sure.
That's my sound system. Listen, I just caught a glimpse of myself, and one thing, like with when I'm wearing black shirts, it like all blends together.
Oh yeah, your shirt's shapely.
Yeah, it's a shapely shirt. Did you know there was an entire fucking bee on the shirt that is just hidden underneath my fucking breasts? How cool is that? Boobs are neat, dude. I like it.
Surprise bee.
Surprise bee.
You got your chesties and your bees.
Mm-hmm. My chesties, my bees, my breasties. Anyway.
Your tit bees, if you would.
My sound system for this week is the song Epitaph by Big Fat Meanies, which is a song that I actually stumbled across on TikTok. They were doing a lot of very funny social media posting about it, and so I finally listened to it. And it's a very, very good song. And so I'll kind of start out with, like, it starts out, there's a female singer who starts it out. And I say this complimentary. It is very much like that peak, like, melodic rock. I call it storytelling rock. I liken it to, like, if you know anything about I the Mighty or anything like that, I kind of liken it to that, where it's just like this like melodic, like kind of soothing rock. And it goes and it goes, and it's just like, okay, I'm digging this. I'm like bobbing my head to this. And like partway through that opening, like partway through that first verse and first section of the song, you start hearing horns, a little bit of a horn section. And you're just like, oh. And then the breakdown happens. Adam's like, he just got to the breakdown. Da, 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 and then after they stop fucking screaming, you get this like these like big horn section and stuff, and then it just kind of like carries on with like this big arrangement, and it just fucking rocks. Like it's this
is fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just kind of taking it all in here. Like, this is wild. This is a trip.
Yeah. So I want to ask you a question and tell me if you hear this in that breakdown when they're like yelling. The guys are like yelling and chanting. Does that not kind of sound like the cadence of fucking that song "The Message" by Grandmaster Flash? Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. Yep. Yeah, it has that same cadence. Yeah. Because it's just like, it just kind of has that, like, I need to pull it out because it's just such a great, it's such a great like breakdown. Yeah. Sorry, we're just sitting here in silence, like listening to the song together. And
right? Kind of, yeah, we're just kind of vibing and chilling here. That's fine.
Radio, but yeah, no, it's just like a really, really like cool song. And then so I go and like look at their discography, and they've got like a pretty like extensive not extensive, but they've got a lot of singles. They put out an album in 2017 that I'm probably going to dive into at some point. But yeah, they're very cool. They've got a very cool sound. And I always again, I'm on a bit of a girly pop, a girly rock kick these days.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm always down for a female fronted band. I got Lotus really into Marmozets, by the way. They are nice. Vibing with Marmozets, which I really appreciate. And you should vibe with Marmozets too. But yeah, my pick for this week is Epitaph by Big Fat Meanies.
Hell yeah. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to immediately shit on the compliment that was paid to me last week. Actually, I don't know if it got caught in the re-record that we had to do over last episode.
Who the fuck was complimenting you? Was it me?
Well, you know, I've actually, you guys kind of both did, you know, you and Elliot together, where I had stuck for a bit in like 2026 realm. and had continued to listen to new music. And there was at least a little bit of, proudness in there that I could actually do that and not slink back into a 2004 slump. But here we are with Bring Me to Life by Evanescence.
Yeah.
And I don't want to dilly-dally, shilly-shally too much or zoodoo about the concert. It was fine. Like, it was exactly what I expected to be.
Sure.
Like, right. Like I didn't leave this concert an Evanescence fan. It didn't blow me away, mainly because that's a Breaking Benjamin song. But it was fine. Like, production was fine. It sounded great. Like, I think all of the boxes that you would want from a concert were checked, right? Like, all of the basic things lived up to what you would want them to do. Amy Lee, of course, sounded fucking great.
Sure.
Like, phenomenal voice. I mean, it's great. The openers, I can't tell you much about. We missed a band called Spirit Box. I don't know what they do. We came into an angry, screaming girl band, which I actually fucked with a lot. Like, they had a lot of breakdowns where she kind of just gets fucking nasty with it. And I was vibing with that a lot. Yeah. I mean, she kind of fucking gets with this shit. And I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of speaking to me in a lot of ways. I couldn't tell you their name. So, if you're curious, Google it. I'm not going to Google it. You have the things that you can do. Sure. So, but Evanescence comes on. They play like a clean 90-minute show, basically. They do a lot of new stuff, which I think, I'm sorry, Evanescence, your time came and went, because all of your new stuff somehow sounds a lot like your old stuff, but just not as good.
Try telling that to the fucking Devil May Cry anime, brother.
God, that's no shit. I know. I'm fairly certain on the screen that they actually had on the stage that they had played like snippets of that. But we get through all of this, and Elliot and my wife are making fun of me because I have the most displeased look on my face basically 90% of this concert. Yeah. Again, it smelled like fucking reefer. You look down into what the pit area would be, the standing area in front of the stage. Nobody's fucking moving. Nobody is vibing with anything. Like, I'm trying to do like a dad butt rock, like a foot stomp or like a stamp thing where I'm just kind of like tapping my toes to the beat. I don't even know if the people in front of Amy Lee were doing that, because you could not convince me at any time anybody moved their head. And I'm even doing like a subtle kind of shoulder rock. Like, I'm just kind of vibing with what I can for the length that I can. I don't think anybody up front did that. And I kind of felt bad because it was like, even the guy in the back can see from the people in the front that even I could replace them and you would get some level of movement from my body. You would get a little bit of something. Sure. I don't think there was crowd participation until we reached My Immortal, where she's like, pull out your phones and do the lights. And it's like, holy shit, people exist at this motherfucking concert that I've just been smelling ganja at. Like, goddamn, found them. But we get to Bring Me to Life. And we've lived with this song for decades. We know how it goes. We know there's two singers in this song. Yeah. And I understand the singer's not present. I understand the singer doesn't have anything to do with Evanescence anymore, and so on and so.
Yeah, how do they have somebody else sing here, like his part?
It's gone.
They just cut it out?
It's gone.
What?
So the whole ramp up to Wake Me Up, gone. Fucking.
So it's just wake me up inside, and it's not. There's no wake me up inside. Nope. None of it.
Nope.
What the fuck?
None.
What the fuck?
And there was a mild part in the bridge where they're kind of going back and forth, where she does like, I'm going to sing a little bit of this part and a little bit of this part. And then she kind of like drops completely off the male part and just goes like, that part of the song doesn't exist.
Huh.
And it was one of the most annoying experiences of my life. Because while I don't fuck with Evanescence, I can at least say, bring me to, like, there's a cultural
How do you feel about bringing
moment,
life, like, just by itself, though?
Like, I'm fine with it. It's not my favorite, but if it comes on, I'll surely fucking wake me, like, at the drop of a hat. I mean, you get me there and I'm going to fucking do it.
Yeah. I will say, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, like, he's the main event of that song, because he's not.
Right.
But that is an incomplete song without him.
Yeah.
So you completely, like, have somebody else sing it, for fuck's sake. Like, what are we doing?
Yes. It's like when I went to go see Snoop Dogg in the year 2011, and he doesn't have anybody that features any of his songs on stage. He just sings half songs. And that's what this felt like. Like, you can't complete the song because you're not going to actually do the other part of the song that needs to happen for this to be the whole song.
Because I'm thinking about how it goes, because it goes like, you go the frozen inside without your touch, and that part, and then she sings, she holds the note, and it fades out and goes into him go, oh, this time I can't believe I couldn't see. And then she does her part, and it's like that call and response, and then it goes back into the chorus where he goes, and she also holds the note at the end of that part, and he goes, wake me up, and then so is it just like that part, like the bridge that goes into her part of the chorus again?
Right. She pretty much did that first part and then hers, and then just kind of rode the rest of it out. But I mean, any other chorus that has that part gone, they didn't even play it like over the speakers. It was gone. Nothing.
Is there like some fucking like trauma and drama with this guy?
I wonder. That would be my only guess.
Because like
at that point, still, like, maybe let somebody else do it. That way you don't have to carry the burden yourself. Like, it's still a big, I don't, there's no writing this wrong, right?
The only fucking way. So Paul McCoy is the man's name. And if we go to Evanescence, Paul McCoy was never even in Evanescence. So he was just like a guy.
Yeah.
So who the fuck?
Oh, he was the lead singer for the rock band 12 Stones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Lee wrote Paul McCoy's part. Okay, so what? Sorry, I'm just looking through here.
Paul McCoy doesn't even have his own Wikipedia page.
No. That was effective for McCoy's audio. Yeah, okay. Yeah, a live performance from the Fallen Tour filmed at La Zenith in Paris included on Evanescence's first live album and concert DVD, Anywhere But Home. The live recording contains a piano and vocal solo before the song's intro. McCoy's studio vocals were performed by the tour guitarist John LeCompte during the tour. So the guitarists sang it. They performed it. YRC band Sucker Joe Hall, Sonny Sandoval, Rock and Ring with guest singer Jacoby Shaddix.
Yeah.
From Papa of Roach. There's nothing in here to indicate that like Paul McCoy would have caused a dramatic.
There would be a problematic occurrence that happened.
And then from there, they have had it sung with guest vocalists and people. So just have your fucking guitarist play it or play the fucking track. I'm
the only hope that came to me as an epiphany just now, not by Meanie Kids, was what if the sound mix was off? What if they just didn't have that microphone? They didn't have that speaker. They didn't have that tone tuned right to where it was just like nothing. And maybe somebody was there because like I don't know. Again, they were kind of like blips. It's just fucking strange to me to kind of let go of a big part of that song, because even to this day, both ironically and unironically, you can sing the Wake Me Up parts and get the same level of satisfaction no matter what level of irony you're using. Like, it will still feel the same. And it was just not there. And for a guy who was just kind of wanting that one part, that was, I think, I know that was the only song that Gabe went for, because it was the only one that he actually knew. And the only part that he knew was that one. So I don't know if people could hear it up to the stage, but he yelled "Wake Me Up" loud as hell.
Yeah. To
where maybe he was a good supplement. So people in our area really didn't give a shit because they at least got it from him. But it was still vacant from the experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Fucking weird, right?
Very fucking weird. Yeah, I'm with you. That's fucked. I don't like that. Well, yeah.
Like I said, like overall experience, I bet a lot of people loved it. I bet a lot of people really got their Evanescence kick, and I would be fine to not hear Evanescence for probably like at least the next 3 decades.
It's a long time.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to not be around that long.
I'm not here for a long time or a good time.
Not a good time even.
Yeah, I'm here for a bad time and a very, very short time. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of Sad Kids Record Society. As discussed, we will be back next week. We're back on our weekly bullshit with the first album song breakdown reviews. Talk to whatever we fucking call it thing. Yeah, like I said, it's gonna be at least track 1. It's the best I can promise you right now.
You'll get 6 songs in one episode.
6 songs. We're doing the entire album in one episode. Anyway,
love it.
I guess, Adam.
Yep.
You ready?
I do. Okay. Be ready.
I do be ready. Let's do the thing.
Well, I declare this meeting of the Sad Kids Record Society closed. Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Did I listen to pop music because I was miserable? Or was I miserable because I listened to pop music?